Hello, equine enthusiasts. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Shay. If you're new here, hello, welcome. Today's video is all about grooming for a show. It's all the prep work that I do, and I'm going to show you on both horses, not just one. So Penny's going to get the brown horse treatment. Sage is going to get the clean, spotless show pony treatment. Clearly, I'm at home right now, so why don't we go ahead, drive to the barn, and I'll see you guys there. All right, we are at the barn. I'm in different clothes completely because it's a whole new day, but we're gonna go ahead and get started on watching Penny. I already did a whole grooming thing for Sage, so you guys will see that too, but let's go ahead and get started. First things first, we're gonna back Sage up into the wash rack, get her all clipped in, take her fly mask off, and you can see that she is just absolutely gross. She's got lots of grass stains, lots of dirt stains, pee stains, so we're gonna work on all of that today. We're gonna start with removing all the braids, and honestly, don't worry about all the dead hair that falls out. A lot of times it's just natural for it to happen anyway, so we're just gonna remove all of this before we start to wash it. Same thing with the tail bag. We're gonna remove the tail bag, remove the electric tape from the end of her tail, undo all of it. You can see some of the tail bag actually got stuck in her tail, so that was gross. I always make sure to check the water just to make sure it's not too hot or too cold, and I start with spraying Sage's face. I sometimes will avoid spraying the face just because she's not a fan, but I make sure to do it on the lowest setting. It's usually a mist setting, and just really gentle and easy with it. I'll start with really scrubbing her forelock, making sure I'm getting everything out of it, and her white blaze really needs to be clean because it always gets absolutely gross. After doing just a regular shampoo, we do a bluing shampoo over the white to make sure that it's really, really white and there's no staining. I'm also just making sure we get the rest of her face nice and clean.
Oh, thank you.
Again, going in with a gentle setting to just remove most of it. And I find with her, it's a little bit easier if I have the sprayer against her skin instead of spraying directly into her face, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Next, we're gonna take just my Suave shampoo, it's like a couple bucks, and I take my blue scrubby, it's a rubber scrubby, and I use that to really make sure all the dirt has moved out of the skin layer and really gotten past all the hair. And then afterwards, I take the bluing shampoo, and again, just to make things super, super white, I put a lot of that bluing shampoo on there. You wanna make sure you remove it pretty quickly. And with Penny, we're just gonna go slow. She's a little bit more iffy when it comes to bath time, so you could see me kind of working on bringing her head back down and being more relaxed. With her, I'm still going through and doing the same shampoo. Right now, she doesn't really have a whole lot of a mane, so it makes life a little bit easier. But we're still gonna go in and just scrub her body down with that same scrubber, make sure she's super clean. Does have a couple white spots, so I make sure to use that bluing shampoo on those white spots. Next, for the mane, I go in and really, really scrub it. You can see I'm going in with my nails and checking the underside to make sure that I'm getting all the dead skin out so that there's not a bunch of flakies. Going back in again with some more shampoo and rinsing the mane. After we get the mane all rinsed out, I go back in with the bluing shampoo and make sure her mane comes out really, really white. I don't do this all the time. I do this just for a show because it just makes her mane stand out. Then we go in with some conditioner. Again, this is just cheapo Suave conditioner. And with Penny, we're gonna go in and just shampoo it a little bit, not a whole lot because she doesn't have a whole lot of a mane. With the tails, I get in really deep and clean. I like to really get in there after I get a little bit of shampoo. I'll rinse it a little bit so that I can really massage all that shampoo in there. I'm really getting to work on scrubbing everything to get rid of all those flakies before I start to rinse. The last thing that I do is kind of pull up the ends and massage it in. I feel like for the most part, I don't have to do a whole lot of shampoo on the end of her tail, especially since it's been in a tail bag. When you rinse it, you just want to make sure you get it super rinsed, and then you're going to go in with the conditioner and get the ends. I don't do a whole lot on the root. I mostly do it on the ends, and then I'll tie it in a knot so it can sit while I get the rest of her body clean. Going into Penny's tail, I'm just doing the same sort of thing of really getting it clean. If she had more gray in her tail, I might use some bluing shampoo, but she doesn't have a whole lot. Here you can see I'm going in to really scrub Sage's legs. For the most part, I go in with shampoo first, make sure it's pretty clean, and then I really go in with the bluing shampoo to get rid of all the staining. You want to be super careful about leaving bluing shampoo on for too long because it can change their hair to purple, so be super careful. But you can definitely see here the difference between the leg that has bluing shampoo and the one that hasn't. Same thing for Penny, she still gets her legs washed in that one white spot. She gets that little bit of bluing shampoo. We're going to head over to the cross ties now so that we can really start on getting the rest of the girls clean. And I always make sure to have a pitchfork because Sage loves to poop after I give her a bath. First, we're going to start off with some detangler. I love the Cowboy Magic one because it adds a little bit of shine to it too. So I just work that through her forelock, mane, and tail. When I comb out her mane, I usually start at the very bottom and work my way up to the top so that I'm not yanking through a bunch of tangles. Same thing with the tail. We're going to just work it in, get that little bit of shine going. I like to work it in through the whole tail, not just the bottom where there is tangles. I'm using a slightly different comb here, but still the same concept of starting from the bottom and working right up. I do love to band the forelock, even if I don't band the mane. I find it just makes their face look a lot neater and put together, and I always like to make sure that the bands are equal lengths apart. And you should be clipping before you do the forelock, but I forgot. So we're gonna clip around the eyes and the bridle path. Some people like to clip around the muzzle. Since I'm not going to an actual show, I didn't want to do that for this video. Next thing we're going to do is some baby oil, and I add the baby oil to eyes, ears, muzzle, forelock, all the things to really make their face stand out and super shiny. With Sage, we use a lot of baby powder because she has a lot of white. I squirt a little bit into my hand, and then I pat it or rub it in. I'll add a bunch to her face and then take the brush and just work through all the dark spots to make sure that the baby powder isn't showing up in those dark spots. Penny was still a little bit wet, and you can see that with all the clumps that were in there, so I would probably wait a little bit longer to make sure she was dry before adding the baby powder. We also are going to add some hoof shine. You can use black hoof oil, but I prefer the clear just because the girls have striped feet. Next, we're going to add some show sheen. It's kind of that final step to make them look super shiny and super pretty, especially in the sunlight. If you're not going to a show right away, you need to make sure that the mane and tail are in braids and put away. Here you can see the girls look so nice. It's been a long time since I've gotten Sage this clean. Her mane was still a little bit wet, but she looks fabulous. You can really see the baby oil in her nose, around her eyes, and I just love the way the show sheen, the baby oil, all this stuff putting it together really makes the girls look so much prettier. This is definitely a show quality cleanliness.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this gave you a few tips and tricks on how to get your horse really, really clean for the show ring. Keeping your horse extra clean can always give you those little bits of bonus points to get you just that much higher than your competitor and potentially win your class. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.